Hey YouTube pipe people, making a quick video out in the workshop today. I am off work for the week, although I have been doing some work. Today, making a point not to. So, got the shop cleaned up. Not that I do too much out here, it's more of just a home maintenance slash tinkering workshop, but that made me think of talking about some other hobbies that I get into outside of just, collecting pipes, tobaccos, and everything with YTPC now. So today I'm going to smoke something that I heard on Piper Cassidy's most recent or second most recent video. I called out Amphora Original as his top three. I had a bit of it stuffed in the back of the pipe cabinet. I'm pretty sure I tried it once or twice when I first got it and said, oh, okay, that's what Amphora is, and stuffed it in the back of the cabinet. Honestly, don't even remember what it tastes like. So, crack into this for today. Dried apricots, I would say, is the strongest note. It's actually about all I'm getting from it. Very interesting cut. Is this shag? It's very shaggy. I would call it shag. Well, anyway, let's get that packed up. So, what else do I do? So for work, I do technical stuff. Longtime network engineer, in management at this point. Deal a lot with wireless technology, electronics stuff. So as much as that's interesting and fun, I've been doing it for so long that I can't get excited so much about building stuff at home and spending all my time on the computer. I used to back in the day, but I pretty much use the computer for work and then get up and leave the desk unless I'm, tinkering with photos or something, which is one of my side hobbies. You would know it from the quality of my videos, but not too bad with a camera. So I try to, spend time away from a desk, not necessarily outside, but outside my office. And I like to build things. I am a tinkerer. I'm not always good at it, but I certainly try. And out here in the workshop, I've got, all your standard saws, drill presses, router table, just stuff. Not good at building things with wood. Not very good at measuring for whatever reason. Accuracy is not my specialty, but it's fun. And again, that tinkering, that attempting and seeing what happens, I like that. So I mostly use the space for home maintenance. Recently did some changes, added a couple new doors, baseboard, trim, just stuff, minor home repairs. So that's one use of the space. Second use of the space is in an attempt to get past my aversion to exercise, I got more back into biking. And by biking, I mean just kind of cruising around town, not seriously, on an old mountain bike that I had. But not being able to leave things alone, I put a rather large electric motor on it. So it now does 28 miles an hour, more if I pedal along with it. So that was built out here. Did 150 miles on that at the end of last summer, and looking forward to spending a bunch more time on the bike this upcoming year. Here in New York, it doesn't look like it's winter right now, but 3 days ago we had 2 feet of snow on the ground, and then we had 2 warm days in a row. Everything melted, flooded, and now we're back to nothing on the ground. But it is freezing out. It's probably like 25 degrees and windy, so I am not going biking. So that's one thing I've been getting into. You might be able to see the bike stand behind me. And I think that's because I like doing electronic stuff. Cabling, wiring, always interested me. One of my past hobbies that, this consumed a solid decade of my life was working on cars. I've owned about, I think it's over 30 Volkswagens. I really just lost track, stopped counting. Basically everything from the 80s and no, 80 to, it spanned the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and I think the newest Volkswagen either of us had was a 2010. But I had a lot of Rabbits and old Jettas and Golfs and that sort of thing. And I didn't just have them, I would take the engines out, put the engines back in. I had an old Jetta that I converted from an automatic transmission to a manual first, then I took the gas motor out, put diesel in. I used to go to all the Volkswagen shows. If anybody else that happens to be on YPPC understands the whole Volkswagen community for the water-cooled stuff, I was down in Ocean City every year. A lot of my friends are former Volkswagen people. We've all kind of moved on, mostly to trucks and stuff. I'm in a Jeep at this point, but what I really used to like to do was make things that didn't belong together go together. So I like building custom wiring harnesses. I'm good with electrical diagrams, soldering, whatever. So I spliced a 1999 engine and engine management system into a 1992 Cabriolet at one point, which was really 2 full generations between the cars. So many electrical differences, and made a plug and play harness that you just quick connected and the motor turnkey just like it was from the car. So I think that's why I like the electric bike stuff now. It's like a very scaled down, simple version of that. Reason I don't do cars anymore is I kind of blew out my back probably about 7 or 8 years ago now. Had a couple discs rupture pretty good. So I can't do heavy bending and lifting, and it just really aggravates me. So I tend to not get into super heavy physical project type work anymore, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I used to have up to 6 cars at any given point. Usually some of them parts cars, much to my wife's dismay. And I think she's probably actually quite happy that I no longer have that hobby, because it's big and it gets expensive. So yeah, now my tinkering is on a smaller scale, but before I keep talking, let me try this Amphora here. Really fluffed up. What else? Not well enough to pass judgment yet. So photography is another thing I tinker in. I have a bit of a problem. I have, I think, something like 80,000 pictures that are just all buried in old Apple iPhoto libraries, and I don't know what to do with them. There are just so many from the past 20 years or so. I'm very bad about getting rid of things. I take 30 pictures, 30 shots of the same thing to try to get the best one that I'll maybe print and frame, and wind up never actually getting rid of any of the other ones that I don't choose. So they just build up and they live in the cloud and on hard drives, and they're all over the place. So that's kind of one of my projects, was getting my work office, my upstairs, it's one of our spare bedrooms, converted into really a nice space that I can spend some time. Recently just put some ventilation and a rabbit air purifier to appease the wife, so I can get away with smoking a pipe up there once in a while, which is very nice in the winter. So probably spend a little more time at the desk trying to sort through all of those and find some old ones for print. And I'll probably show you a couple at some point. There's just a few shots I'm proud of. For some reason, they're pretty much all in different countries. I don't think I put a lot of attention to the quality of the photos when I'm home for some reason. But when I do travel, I like to bring my good camera. All right, here we go. Man, doesn't want to stay in the bowl. All right, so what I'm getting from this, I didn't look it up. Mild burley, not very sweet. I think it's supposed to have a topping on it, but I wouldn't say so if you asked me without, knowing previously. I thought it was supposed to be chocolatey, but I'm getting just straight mild burley. Pleasant smelling though. Something else mixed in there. I'm not really very good with picking out different tobacco types. Since I do tend to go for aromatics, it's usually Virginia burley, Cavendish, black Cavendish, and that's about it. So I'm usually going for whatever the topping is and the supporting flavors from the tobacco. Starting to lean towards Virginias a bit more. I think that'll probably be my next area of focus beyond aromatics. All right, Pat. That's good. I can see why you like it. Just straight burley to me. But, yeah, all right. So, what else do I get up to? Other than binging shows on Netflix, which I think a lot of people are doing these days. Well, today's project, after cleaning up the shop, is to build my wife a shoe rack. I promised something to keep our shoes in the garage. We just had all our floors refinished this year, and we don't want to track salt and nasty shoe stuff on them, so all our shoes are just in a giant pile in the garage where we come in and out of the house. So I have to build her something to keep them organized and not in a giant mess. Something else I want to try to figure out is how to make a nice little pipe rest. I've got a pretty big pile of oak that was left over from some floors that we actually had replaced. And the contractor kind of was doing a poor job of lining them up to an edge, and they ripped out, 20, 30 rows of oak flooring. And I saved the nicest pieces, all with hardwood nails in them, or flooring nails, but I figure once I clean up or cut those out, I can probably make all sorts of little things with it, since it is red oak. But I don't know, we'll see. Not that talented. What I should be doing out here is restoring pipes. That I can probably actually do, and I probably have almost everything I need, and I definitely have the space for it. So maybe I'll dig up some old estate pipes. I've got a box tucked away that I've meant to sell or clean or do something with. Maybe I'll see what I can do with those. What? This is good. It's just simple. And I didn't give it any drying time. It didn't feel like it needed it. Definitely puffed up pretty good at first. But now that it's lit and probably packed a little better, it's burning easily. It smells decent. It's not a sweet, aromatic in your face scent, but it's certainly not a Latakia heavy or, particularly stinky blend. All right, so your assignment this time in the comments, either what do you think of Amphora Original, or what other hobbies do you get up to? What do you like to do besides pipe smoking, or more importantly, while you're pipe smoking? Looking forward to hear from you, and I will I'll probably put up some more videos about things that are not necessarily pipe related, but maybe things that I do while I smoke. I will probably also give you a tour pretty soon of my pipe cabinet and all the stuff I have stashed away. But with that, enjoy your day. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.